Morning time. Yes, we're out here. Things are not the way that we may expect or we want it to be, but I'm asking people to remain loyal to God. God allows these things to happen at times so that we may remember that He is a jealous God, right? He is a jealous God, and so He likes all His praises for Himself. Um, People know that this is not our first hurricane. This is not our first rendezvous with reliefs and different things like that. Some people are in difficult situation where they may still have their mortgages. They may not have insurance, disaster insurance for their homes, so they are stuck. You know, if they still got a job, well, kudos to that. But if they don't and they're retired, it's very little money coming in when they're retired. And saying this to say all, do not stick on the moment. Yes, it's not the living standard that you're usually accustomed to or the living standard that you want to uphold at this point in time. But a lot of us are in the same situation here right now, and we would think about sometimes how our town, our mouth is a weapon. The words that come from there when we make judgments on people, how quickly that we can be the victim, and sometimes we're in a worse position than the person that we're trying to judge and make feel small in it. And like I've been saying in most of my posts since we've had this 1st of July barrel, right? This is only the first one. It doesn't mean that we cannot get a double, triple impact because the hurricane season has just begun and they're lined up from left, right, and center. Now, as I say, think about it. People are out there, they're listening, they have been listening. Whatever relief that they can give, they will give. We understand and know how this thing has worked before, and with small islands and poverty, corruption, and different things, it usually does, right? People may say, okay, they're going to clear this material here for this person they really need, but then they just feel greedy and they take it for whatever reason. Now, God give us everything. God gives us everything. There is nothing that He cannot do, and I don't take it for granted. You understand? So somebody watch me in a dirty slipper, and they thinking, oh, she do have pride. I am more pride than they would ever believe in themselves, because they might be neatly dressed, but then they hiding in little corners and they doing all sorts of dirty stuff. You understand me? So a dirty slipper doesn't mean that I'm a slut, ain't it? Yeah, a dirty slipper doesn't mean that I'm a slut or a whore or anything. It doesn't give me that, you know. Someone I'm acquainted with, a male, he would have said to me yesterday, oh, I could really do with a screw. I say, listen, half of my roof one, 3 grand. He said, oh, don't do, don't do, don't do. But in the sense that I don't really care about that. You understand me? My position is not an excuse to commit criminal activities or to disrespect God. You understand? So that's why I've come out now and try to say how I feel, so that people would understand how I feel, so then they would come to me in a better way of communicating to understand. Even that God works in mysterious way, and who you think it coming from is not who it coming from. When I am in my own distress and lost my roof, right? I went to charge my phone at the market. The security allowed me to. But I could have waited until the next day to charge a battery charger because I had a reasonable amount. But I tell myself, no, when I come the time and I won't have enough time, and all I'm thinking is that I wouldn't have enough time, right? And then Father God opened up the place. But I left my battery pack to charge. So when I came in now, he didn't leave it where I tell them, he didn't leave it to the boat. And while conversations going around, then they say, oh, there's no electricity in the Grenville area and stuff like that. So I say, look at that. I say, God is so good, eh? I say, I could have waited until today, but look, God made me give it to him. So the time he tell me come in, he didn't come. Because then they say, well, call him and see and ask him where you have it or whatever and so. And then I find like 3 o'clock, okay, it's 4 o'clock, I say, listen, you not to worry. I understand what is taking place. But you see now, the fear that came into him, because he might have seen me get mad on the compound couple of time and give me voice, me air, me views, and basically what all people been saying and stuff. So he was thinking to himself, well, what? You see, but I really need that. You know what I mean? But God saw his need before he even saw his need. He probably didn't even realize that. So I say, okay, listen, you go have to just get a charger to charge it. But the charger I will keep so I can have my phone. I can still have my pleasures too. You understand? So we're both satisfied. And like I say, God satisfies us all. So even though we are broken, we can still help another broken person. That's the ability that God gives us. And when he blesses us with riches, he blesses us abundantly, as the 3 loaves and the 5 grains of fish, right? That fed multiples, millions, and still had baskets left over. So I'm saying this to say that whether we want to jump high or low, we have to face the facts. Politics always plays within these aspects. Even remember with the grant, and I've never voted for the other party either, but I've done so much behind the ground, behind the counter. I didn't want my name to be called. You understand? So I just wanted to be one with the people. You understand me? But I didn't need anything. This is why I blessed them more than they could ever bless me, right? Um, Whenever they would show appreciation, it's like I have a certain individual. She had mental issues in the early parts of her life and stuff. And she have a couple of kids well. So whenever I saw her and she asked me, I know the situation, so I always give to her. And even if it's 1, 2 years at a pass, she always will come out to me and tell me, look, I lost my home and I get little help and I have my home. No matter, you could come stay with me. She always. Then she might say, oh, look, somebody give me something and I have money. Hold that 5. Come, you must drink something. Yeah. She always, always, always tried to remember, and she always tried to give. So then in the instant that I'm saying that no matter what we're thinking to say about other people, to judge other people, you're still in learning. And if you continue on the path, right, God never destroy a city without a warning. You all talking too much crap, right? I give lovely gifts to people. I save a lot of lives with that lotion there. A lot of people in the first rounds, I gave them free, right? When people came to do voluntary work here in Grenada and they came to the market, I treated them very well. But then when they had money, they went somewhere else. You understand? So business is business. When the time comes, somebody else have to share and keep sharing. You understand? That's how it goes, no matter what we do or say. Because when you check it, I didn't get no thing. They come back and they say, you're full out of form and thing in a different way. And I say, well, how much things I could really say that I lost it. With the liquor storm and thing now, I lost the value of some lemongrass and some bourbon because I guess because the rain would have flied in and stuff, and it's heated stuff. At the same time now, once they get water, they go back to the same vulnerable stage, you know. That's why usually I give it a little sun and then I let it breeze out and dry on its own timing. But I just kind of help it so that it doesn't get mildewed or anything like that. And once something's gotten mildewed or whatever, it's gotten, you know, it's got to be discarded. So that was like nothing. I didn't feel no weight to throw that away. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. If you keep holding on to your things that you've just lost here, I understand. I'm in the same position, right? Yes, you spend a lot of money, but don't bother about that. Every hurricane season for the last 5 years, they break in my house. This is why I did not really run up and down to put back no electricity. Because usually, no, when they break the place, I'm in St. George. So when I get a bill now, I can't be paying this high bill and thing because people vandalize my place and then the police ain't doing nothing. You don't see what God do? God rip it up, you know. And he still flood them, you know. To show them, look at the distressed people, the dangerous people as being. And criminals doing things to them and you doing nothing. Yeah. So God just deal with it. He rip out the roof and he flood them. You understand me? And while I in the church, he's saying to me, so he say, go see. And I see. So when I went and I think and I take that one day, I was satisfied already. Because I was in the law system. Once one brother done, we all done. We all vex. You understand me? It's a universal law business. Yeah. And because the guy had little mental issues and those guys had mental issues and so um, what I was dealing with them on is not what they were perceived, but like I say, when you deal with these situations they're called disclaimers, you know, because within disease TM10 we knew TM10, we called it TM10, but we call it short that because of its so well, it's a regular nature, you know. I mean, once upon a time within the whole issue of your life, you might have gotten a ringworm or some jock itch or something, you understand? So saying that it was a treatable something, not knowing that it's been killing people for long before, all within the slavery time. I'm telling you, this is deep research. That's what a specialist does. That's why a specialist is a specialist, especially a specialist that lectures, teaches, educates. You understand? So it's not easy to get at that point. Basically, that's why they call me the kid. I'm always in school. You understand? And like I say, grow the child in the way that they should grow, so that when they do, they will not depart from it. And that is no lie. This is the way my parents been, and this is the way that I am. Falling in love with the same islands, falling in love with the same people, getting deceived by the same people. You know what I mean? So it's like, alright, I don't know where the family go wrong already, and I didn't come to go wrong. I come to make it right. But you seem to be on a revenge part, so you go keep your revenge part, and I go just continue to move on. So the thing go. So the thing go. So the thing had to go. So you don't know. Man, it could be worse than this. You understand? I could have stayed in here and either I kill them or they kill me. But as far as the father was telling me, it was better to leave. He didn't want me to commit no murder. Because right now, I could fly. You understand me? I could fly. I could move. So it don't make sense going back in that situation. Right? Because all my charges was dismissed for the 3 heads and stuff because I was in my rights. You understand me? I was in my rights. Um, Basically, I will never hurt somebody, right? Intentionally to harm them without reason. Yeah, so that was basically what the judge said. He didn't see any evidence where I would physically harm somebody, even emotionally, psychology. He said he didn't think that I would just personally attack people verbally and stuff. He said people had to be doing me things. People had to be, because he said he came down to Grenada here and saw me and chatted with me and he saw things. He even paid people to do things to aggravate me and see how I would respond, and I did respond very well. He said, unexpectedly, he was looking to see a real monster, but to the fact that I really held back. You understand? So he knew that I was attacked. I was really attacked, and I defended myself. So there's no crime in this.